Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. So starting this analysis here in a daily time frame, we are aware the price of Bitcoin is still getting the rejection from this Williams alligator indicator. So we are aware if the trend of Bitcoin wants to show an actual uptrend like this here, then we have to break this resistance and flip it into support, because in the past Bitcoin price action, whenever the price of Bitcoin has broken out of this Williams alligator indicator resistance line, and also we have seen this bullish crossover happening, green line appearing at the top, blue line at the bottom, this usually indicates the trend is ready for this new movement here to the upper direction. Again, you can see whenever we had this bullish crossover happening, the green line started to appear at the top, blue line at the bottom. But in downtrend like this here, the blue line is at the top and green line at the bottom. And right now in our case, you can see this is still a bearish crossover. I mean, the price of Bitcoin has already crossed the red line but still has not crossed this blue line. So if you see this crossover happening where the blue line appears at the bottom and green line at the top, as I've already said you on my yesterday video, then the trend of Bitcoin could be ready for this new movement here to the upper direction, because this similar scenario has unfolded again and again. Whenever the green line was at the top and the blue line at the bottom, the price of Bitcoin also showed a very nice impulsive movement. And also when the trend is hit to the downside, you can see the blue line starts appearing at the top, green line at the bottom. Green line at the top, blue line at the bottom. You can see this similar scenario unfolded again and again. So that's why if the price of Bitcoin wants to show an actual movement here to the upside, then we want this crossover to happen where the green line must start appearing at the top, blue line at the bottom, like this here, right? And this price action above the Williams alligator indicator. If we do see this happening, then there is a very high probability of price also continue this rally here to the upper direction. But if we look at this here in a bit different way, as you are aware guys, I have talked about this Wyckoff's accumulation schematic 4, because according to the schematic 4, we saw the price of Bitcoin is going to form this falling wedge type of scenario, right? But as soon as this resistance here to the upside is going to get broken, that will indicate that we could be entering the phase D, and after this phase D, you can see the price will start making more of a higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern, entering the phase E area. And in our case, if you look at this, after price broke out of this upper line area of the falling wedge, we started this new trend here to the upside. And if you look at this in a whole, this is still a Wyckoff's accumulation phase. When we approach this top of the channel around the 52,000 range, we got a rejection. So that's why now we are aware the upper line area from this Williams alligator indicator and also this parallel channel or so-called accumulation phase from Wyckoff must be broken if the trend wants to show an actual movement here to the upward direction. But if you look at this example very closely guys, you will see there will be more range bound type of scenario before an actual breakout takes place. So that is the reason why we are still expecting the price of Bitcoin to continue this rally, forming higher highs, higher lows, continuation pattern here in this manner, and start this new phase here to the upper direction, which is the phase E. So let's see how these bullish scenarios are going to play out for Bitcoin. And not just only this one here, if you also look at this price action in a very simple way by simply adding this parallel channel, because if you are aware, you can see here the price of Bitcoin could be looked just like as a Wyckoff's accumulation phase, but by adding this parallel channel, because we can see very clearly guys, the price of Bitcoin here is getting a strong support around the lower line area of this parallel channel and resistance around this upper line area, right? So now you can see for us the important thing is to remain above this central line, which is around 49,000 range, because the price has got many rejection around this price area. So if we do still manage to stay above this upper line area around 49,000, then there could be another attempt break here to the upper direction. But according to the Wyckoff, you can see this is not going to be that easy. We will see more of a range bound type of scenario before an actual breakout takes place. So that's why I'm also expecting more of a range bound or even a small pullback, right? And again, price trying to break here to the upward direction. And not just only this one here guys, if you look at this trend here in a whole, when the price of Bitcoin was heading here to the downside, we were clearly making this lower highs, lower lows continuation pattern type of scenario. But now you can see the trend has started to change. So this is higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern. So that is the reason why if this is going to be an actual reversal here to the upside, then this upper line resistance around 52,000 must be broken at any cost, because you can also say, hey, I want to look this in a bit different way. No problem. You can simply take this arc and look at this price movement around this area. If you simply monitor this price movement here, guys, in this way, you can see maybe the price of Bitcoin is forming this cup and handle type of scenario around this range. So now, if this is going to be a cup and handle type of scenario, then we know, right, this is going to be a neckline. So breaking the neckline will only indicate an actual movement here to the upper direction. Otherwise, the trend of Bitcoin could still see some more consolidation around this range, right? Or even a smaller pullback before forming this handle and starting to break here to the upper direction, because according to the cup and handle, bulls or the buyers are accumulating their position and overwhelming the base, because we have now seen from this lower highs, lower low continuation, we have started a higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern, exactly also in our case. So that is the reason. Now, if we simply follow this example, you can see very, very clearly, guys, the area where we could be getting approached, this is going to be an extremely important area. Why? Not just only because of this Y cups, we could see more of a range bound around that area, but also according to this cup and handle pattern psychology, because that is an exact area where the final battle happens between the bulls and the bear. And this curve or the arc scenario, what we are witnessing in our case, this here, right? The bulls or the buyers building up their position gradually. So that is the reason also for an actual breakout to happen. This 52,000 resistance must be flipped into support. Otherwise, I am still expecting more of a range bound or even a smaller pullback forming this handle, right? And then trying to break here to the upper direction. So these are extremely important scenario which are lining up parallelly and showing us if the price of Bitcoin wants to show an actual breakout, the resistance around the 52,000, not just only from this Williams alligator indicator, also from this Y cups accumulation phase, but also from this cup and handle must be broken. So these are some of the quick update I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed this content, then please hit the like button. And for those individuals watching this for the first time, come on guys, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.